Yo, what's up? What's going on, man? It's Y'all Shane podcast, man. We just here chilling. We've been talking here for the past, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So this is a late night. Of course, we're getting this John in really late at night, and we're gonna try to post this to the page there and also to the group. But yeah, man, what's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much, man. Just sitting back, just relaxing, you know, and checking out the news that's going on because there was a lot of moving pieces going on this week.
Man, it's crazy, man. Of course, we had the living through history, man. Something I said was like, COVID is a historical moment. You know what I mean? In our history, we are literally living through history. Not only did we live through the history of Barack Obama becoming president, Michelle Obama being in the White House, Michelle Obama being actually a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Obama being a celebrity, but we also had COVID. COVID is a historic moment. Hillary Clinton losing an election is a historic moment. We are living through all of these moments in history, and once again, we're at this point in time where there is a historical moment to where we had, a sitting president that bowed out to seeking reelection. I think it happened like 3 or 4 times within our history. The most recent was LBJ, when LBJ did not seek reelection, mainly due to Vietnam and what was going on with Vietnam. But President Biden, through 3 years of attacks, really, on his age, and what many people consider a disastrous debate. I don't consider it a disastrous debate. I don't know how you have a disastrous debate against a liar, but you know what I'm saying. But it is what it is. There was a strong coalition, um, not necessarily a big coalition, but strong enough. Asking President Biden to step down. But at the end of the day, I think it was kind of calculated. That he was going to step down anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because of several things that happened, particularly in which VP Kamala Harris was um, mentioned as the nominee for the Democrat the ticket. The delegates that she got, she was already on the ticket with Biden Harris, so she was the benefactor of um, getting those nominee, and of course, the people behind her, and of course, we know that Barack Obama endorsed her the same day that she was announced, or the next day, I should say, as that she was announced as the presidential nominee. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, it's crazy the history that we're living in, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. This is a real different time because not only that, they the Zoom call of just 40,000 black women um raising 1.6 million
Mm.
for the race, and then you had followed up by I think it was 20 to 30,000 black men.
53,000 from last count.
Oh, 53.
Yeah,
Wow.
53, 1.3 million raised.
1.3 million. And
Hmm.
then you turned around and then you had white women
Hmm.
together theirs they had 140,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had 140,000 on the Zoom call.
Wow, I didn't know that. I know they
You know
had,
what I'm saying?
Latinos for Kamala as well.
Yeah, they also showed up because I
Mm,
think the last numbers that they got was close to 30,000.
mhm. Yeah.
So,
Mhm,
and then you have white men at the end,
mhm,
1,100.
mhm.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Let's be clear,
Yeah.
1,100.
Alright. You know, that's not,
Yeah,
it's important, you know what I'm saying?
mhm.
However, it's not, you know, it's not surprising, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
surprising.
yeah. it's really not surprising that um you didn't see Latino men put together something. You didn't see white men like respond, and
Rally
it
around.
yeah, it's no surprise to me.
No, because the majority of white men vote to the right. That's just,
Yes. Yeah.
that's just the truth of the matter. They
Yeah.
vote to the right. You know what I'm saying? It's what white women are gonna do. You know, if they're gonna be like in 2016 where they're 52% voted
Mhm.
for Trump, and then 55% voted voted for Trump again.
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy. And it's like, man, y'all gonna learn y'all lesson this time or what?
Well, that was this whole sentiment of their calls was just like, yeah, yeah, we're sorry, black women, for like not ever listening to y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because y'all told us that this was gonna happen.
Mhm.
And like, so that's literally what they were talking about on some of the call. And the reason why I'm saying it, um, is because some people have been talking about it
Mhm.
that was on the call, some of the women, and like
Mhm.
pretty much like they were adamant that, hey, we need to jump behind black women
Yeah.
because the whole time that they were right
Mhm. Mhm.
of what
Yeah.
these people want to do, like they were right.
Mhm.
And now it's the calls on there from people in their group to be like, no one needs you to get behind black women. They need you to jump in front.
Right. Yeah, or jump in line, like to be, be on the same accord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So,
man. It is um, and of course the donors that poured in. You know what I'm saying? It is
mhm,
showing. It is showing the momentum that VP Kamala Harris has, as the nominee.
yep,
The donors that has donated, you know what I'm saying, people putting their money where their mouth is. And again, the only way that a Donald Trump wins and a 2025 agenda wins and an agenda 47 wins is if
mhm,
people don't go vote. That's it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
they're depending on people not voting, you know what I'm saying? And that was the whole knock on Biden, and his age, right? The whole
yeah,
knock on Biden and his age, and the Genocide Joe stuff didn't help. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Um, so the Republicans the Donald Trump campaign was riding on that and really trying to get people to not vote, not participate. Because if people don't vote, again, a Republican hasn't won the popular vote
mhm,
since George Bush, I think. One time, George Bush.
yep, George
Um,
Bush.
yeah, haven't won the popular vote in 40 something years other than George Bush, right? And so that means that generally the American public think that the
Reagan won the popular vote.
uh
The
yeah,
first time.
first year. Yeah, first year, I
Yeah.
think first year.
Mhm.
But after that, no Republican won the popular vote in 40 something years. So, you know what I'm saying? And so it just shows that by and large American people don't agree with Republican policies. You know what I'm saying? It's just that our electoral college, the way that it's set up, allows you know, the minority votes or the minority opinions, you know what I'm saying, to get elected. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah, yeah. So of course, a couple posters like were starting to point this out, right?
mhm,
The only time that Republicans win elections if Democrats fall under 48%,
mhm, mhm.
and that comes down to basically like voter apathy, right?
Right.
In the Democrat Party. Pretty
Mm,
much it's considered a low turnout
mm,
for for Democrats because Republicans always historically have what they consider um on the margins low turnout
mhm,
because most of their voters come from poor places, right? Um, so so it's interesting when you start like kind of looking at that. It's almost like when you look at Kentucky
Mhm.
or Tennessee and not even realize that like both of those states actually have more registered Democrats than they
Right.
do
Yeah.
Republicans. But the
Right.
problem is when you are 2 to 1 in in voter count, but you only have the one or less than the one showing up in those states, then Republican run the state.
Right. Mhm.
Like, and that's what literally happens in those states.
Yeah. That's what happens here in South Carolina. People just don't
Yeah, yeah.
participate.
Just
People
don't
just don't.
participate.
They just don't participate, and then, really, small minor because, Jamie Harrison only lost by like 100,000, 150,000 or something. Had
Yep.
250,000 black people actually showed up,
And
to vote. He'd have
and
won.
you know what area, like when you do the percentage that didn't show up the most,
Mhm.
Columbia.
Yeah, yeah. No, like that no, for real.
Yeah.
It's the reason why they got a Republican mayor right now,
Yeah.
'cause they didn't show up, like, people did
Yep.
not show up to vote. That's just plain and simple. They ain't show
Yep.
up in 2020. They ain't show up in 2022. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's why Columbia looks,
The way that
their governance look the way that it does. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And that is why they, many of them about to get pushed out of Columbia.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's
Look,
finna happen. That's what's finna happen to them.
yeah. You know, that we talked about this early this week. The same thing as our, our second hometown,
Mhm,
Wilmington.
mhm.
Like, yeah, when you don't show up to vote, like that's what happens. That's
Yeah.
what happens. You can't cry about gentrification.
Yeah, yeah, man. And they're these black, these folks who are like black community this, black you know, black finances this and that and the third. And they don't realize like the first level of even black community or excuse me, black finances is government. If you don't establish a government in order to conduct how the finances are going to be or how a community is going to be built, it don't matter.
It
JD
don't matter.
McKissick, man, I tell people this all the time. JD McKissick tried to build Soul City, North Carolina.
Mhm,
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Right now, there is an actual city called Soul City, North Carolina.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? You can visit it. It is a rundown town with only a few hundred people that live there, right?
mhm.
JD McKissick tried to build this place. He needed the government. He did
Yeah,
not have the government or the governance. You know what I'm saying? The government that said that they were going to pump money into this place did not do it. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So if you don't have the government or the government, and again, it being in the area where it just wasn't strategically placed, this, that, and the third, whatever. But that could have been overcame with government. You know what I'm saying?
mhm, mhm.
um, with the proper government and governance, you know what I'm saying? And so, I just dismiss folks who are just like black capitalism this and black capitalism that. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna build any type of capitalism without government. I'm sorry, man. That's just there's nothing in history that says that you're gonna build, capitalism without government. You know what I'm saying? Some form of government. You know what I'm saying? Government and governance. You know what I'm saying? So it is
Yeah, because historically, you can go through just about any time where you have currency. Um, that was the key component to growth of whatever empire it was the establishment of government.
yeah.
Like, like you can pick whatever time you want.
Whatever time you want. Yeah, no, that's true. Roman Empire,
Yeah,
Roman Empire, you want to look at the Roman Empire? You want to look at the building of the Western European Empire? there was government that was established
Yeah.
of a government, whether it was, whatever government you wanna talk about, you know what I'm saying? And again, because you have revolutions against those governments. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? This is where the French Revolution comes in. This is
Mhm.
where the Magna Carta gets established in the 1600s. You know what I'm saying? In Britain, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Even if you want to go look at China, you want to go look at China, you want to look at Japan, and them building, the kingdoms based on, samurai. Uh, Shoguns and things of that nature.
Mhm.
Go look at it. It's built on government. It's
Mhm.
built on establishing a government and having kingdoms. There's just no place. You want to go look in Africa, you can look in Africa before the 1900s, and of course, before slavery came there, or because the taking of African peoples from Western and Central Africa.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they had government, that they had a
Mhm.
form of government there.
Yeah.
And so when government existed, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't build anything without government. You know what I'm saying? You need government and governance. Yeah.
And that and to get back to the original point, like this is what we have to start understanding at our core why VP Harris is the best pick for
Right.
right now
Mhm.
is simply because of governance
Governance.
and in picking the right team. Of course, the Democrats are just the better choice right now because you're not talking about the president, you're talking about the president's administration. You're talking
Mhm.
about the lawyers that he has on the team, the hell, oh man,
The cabinet positions. You got
the cabinet positions.
Buttigieg, you got Marcia Fudge, you got
Yes,
the head of the EPA. I mean, you have all these people
yes,
that are primarily focusing on the people,
yes.
right? Like you have a Trump administration that is not focused on the people. It
Yeah,
wants to take money from you. Trump wants to
mhm,
implement another tax cut. You know what I mean? That's going to trickle up money back to the wealthy. You know what I mean?
mhm.
It is going. He wants to implement. Of course, getting rid of the Social Security. You know what I mean? Again, this is trickle up economics. You know what I'm saying? Taking
Tariffs.
money. Yeah, tariffs. Yeah, another round of tariffs that again is going to make the goods in this country more, getting rid of the Department of Education.
Because it's
Um,
inflationary.
yes. Yeah, man. Like depending upon the state, and like we people don't understand, like the reason we went from the Articles of Confederation to the Constitution of the United States was to have 50 nations, or I think 13 or 20 nations at the time. But it was to have the 50 nations that we currently have under one governance. That was it. You know what I'm saying? We have 50 nations. Each state is their own nation
Mhm.
because the governor is a president of the state.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And so,
And that's what they're
mm,
calling for in Africa right now.
mm,
They're
yeah,
calling for pretty much like a a nation state.
yes,
And I'm
that's what
um
they should have in Africa.
yeah.
It should be all those countries over there should be one nation, you know what I mean?
Mhm,
And then you just have a central African government, you know what I
mhm,
mean? That just centrally each state elects a representative from
mhm.
their country, and those representatives speak on behalf of their country, and then you have a prime minister that oversees all of Africa,
Yeah.
what's not, and speaks on behalf of the continent of Africa. Yes,
Yeah,
just like we
because you
have
can
here.
control your resources better. Like,
Bingo.
you know what I'm saying? The passports alone, you can do away with that because that's extra
Gone.
taxation and cost
Yeah, gone.
to the
Have a
citizens.
central,
Gone.
yeah, central currency.
Currency.
Yes, have a central
Yep,
currency, trade within the country. Africa is huge, so you
yep.
just have trade within the country. You build within the country. You just have simple. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah,
It
but
makes sense.
but the
And
northern states, the northern countries aren't on board.
of course, because they have a reason not to be because they're Arab. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It is what
yeah.
it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I didn't even have to say it. Yeah,
yeah, they're
yeah,
Arabs, so they don't. They're not. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. They're Arabs within an African country. Like I get it, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I get
yeah.
it, but you can still do the same thing. You don't necessarily need them. You know what I'm saying? If everybody else is on board, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm,
get it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but back to Kamala Harris's momentum. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Her momentum is, has to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So that means like people have to get out here and do their part. You know what I'm saying? I myself signed up to be a poll manager. You know what I'm saying? Go knock some doors. I donated for the first time ever in my life, in my 46 years being on this planet. I've never donated to a presidential campaign. This is my first time donating to a presidential campaign. So I was part of that 1.3 million that got raised, you know what I'm saying, for her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And I plan to be on. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they got Win with Black Men. I plan on waiting on barbershop tours. I'm going on barbershop
That
tours. I'm going on whatever happens, whatever this campaign needs from me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be available to try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because at
yeah,
the end of the day, um, President Biden will be remembered as one of the most progressive presidents, you know what I'm saying, that we've ever had, you know what I'm saying, because of child tax credits, infrastructure bill, what he did with the environment, forgiving student loans,
the the
right,
medical cap on
right, medical
insulin
cap, right,
and
schedule of marijuana, reducing that. Like he's going to be considered one of, and I understand that people didn't want him to ruin his legacy, right?
mhm,
Like, I get that. He is going to be viewed as one of the most progressive, presidents, and Kamala Harris is going to continue that progressiveness, you know what I'm
mhm,
saying? In her own way and in her own manner because she was responsible. Now the Republicans are trying to, call her a border czar, title she never had, you know what I mean? But again, this is a rehashing of what they did with Obama
mhm,
and many of his picks. They were calling them czars of this and
mhm.
czars of that because they want to try to paint them as quote unquote communists and socialists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, by simply saying czar, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And they're just rehashing because the Republican Party know the people that vote for them are dumb. You know what
Well, well, if Mike Johnson had to put out a statement telling his party not to be sexist and racist.
I mean?
You know what I'm saying? After all of these different debates and conversations of like talking to people on like, how can you say the Republican Party is racist? Well,
Yeah. Mhm,
you're so racist that the leader of the party had to tell people stop being racist.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to understand that.
Yeah, for real, man.
There was not a Democrat that was told this same thing, but
Right.
obviously that's also telling me that Republicans know that they are still playing the Southern strategy.
Southern strategy. Yeah, 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 exactly. Yep, yep,
They
yep,
know it. They know they are sitting here playing the race card
yep.
when they talking about policy. They know it.
No, they know it. They know they're gonna play the Southern strategy until it doesn't work, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Until it doesn't work. However, I think that it backfired on them this time. It
Mhm.
backfired on them because people were ready for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So many people, of course, on the left side, there was the attacks against Kamala Harris and her record as Attorney
Mhm.
General and things of that nature. People were ready for that, you know what I mean? So that didn't, that got tamped down real quick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. About the gentleman who, you know, Kamala Harris wasn't the AG, um,
Mhm.
but he basically DNA test got denied and so forth.
Right.
But turn to find out, he actually had 10 DNA tests and
Yeah,
failed them
yeah.
all.
He failed them all, man, and he ended up getting executed because he failed every last one of them saying that
Well,
no, he yeah.
well, no, no. Gavin Newsom, um, just did another DNA test for him.
Mm.
So he's about to get executed. And
Yeah.
he just failed the new test.
Wow.
So like, yeah, this guy might be guilty.
Yeah, he might be guilty, man. Might be
You know
guilty.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but again,
Mhm.
you know, I'm just glad that people were prepared for the same messaging that they used back a few years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, Dr. Umar, one of the things again, I'm not a one thing when it comes to Dr. Umar, man, I agree with Dr. Umar on a number of things. But when it comes to politics, he's just ignorant on politics. You know what I'm saying? However, he was right on one point. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Donald Trump signed a bunch of execute a bunch of execution of black men right before he left office in 2020. So while at the same time he's sitting there, talking about, stop the steal, you know what I mean? And that all these things he was he got cheated out of the presidency. He's sitting there signing, black men's execution, you know what I'm saying, to be
Mhm.
executed. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, and again with the DEI thing, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
People are using DEI as the new N word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the new N word. And
Yeah.
like we've already had this conversation with CRT because they were calling, if people remember, they started getting rid of black people who were superintendents, black people who were sitting in positions, certain positions at the state and local level, and they started
Mhm.
calling them CRT hires. And
Mhm.
so when the round of bigots, who started white bigots who started going into these positions at the educational level, they start to get rid of these black principals and these black people, calling them
Mhm.
CRT hires. Well,
Mhm.
once CRT kind of died down and everything, like now the new thing is DEI. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Oh, now everybody who is black, and again, here's the thing. Here's the difference though, because they called the white woman who was head of the Secret Service. What they call her?
DEI hire.
Word DEI hire. And this is something I try to tell whenever I have a conversation with somebody about race and racism in this country. I try to tell people all the time, racism is going to come back on you even if you are white. Racism
Yeah.
affects you even if you are white, particularly if you are white and female.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they called her a DEI hire.
Yeah.
When they called a white male a DEI hire, they
Yeah.
don't call
Yeah.
you don't yeah, they don't call Pete Buttigieg a DEI hire. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't, even though he's a gay man, you know what I'm saying? They don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because the real DEI hire was Donald Trump
And JD Vance.
and JD Vance.
JD Vance
You
was
know
a
what I'm saying?
DEI hire.
Yeah.
He
Like
mhm.
you
And
can't
Trump
tell
Trump
you
was a
can't
DEI.
tell what their records were.
No.
What's that?
No, 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 you're right. You're right. You can't tell
Yeah.
what their records were.
Yeah. It just people got to understand that these people have been failing upwards
That's what I'm saying.
just because they were white and men.
And male. Trump
That's
won
it.
the election against an individual. If you take away her being female, he won the election against a person who was a lawyer. This person was, I believe she was the mayor at one point. She was a mayor or senator? No, she was a senator.
He was a
S-
senator. Yeah.
Senator of New York. So she was a senator of New York. Secretary of Defense.
Mhm.
Like, or Secretary of not Secretary of Defense. She was uh I can't remember. She was a secretary. Uh shoot, I can't remember what she was. Anyway, she had all these qualifications to be the most she, and I tell people this all the time, man. I had this conversation with somebody. I said she was the most qualified person ever
Yeah.
to be president of the United States. They were like, I don't know about that. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
she just simply what? Like, you just look at her
Take your
qualifications.
emotions out and then just look at it on paper.
Just look at it on paper. She was the most qualified person to be president. You elect this person that got elected for being on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, Claude, have mercy. Like, that's
Yeah.
not that's not, like, again, Trump was a DEI hire. He was a
Yeah.
DEI elected official. You know what I'm saying? Like JD Vance is on he's never held a elected position ever until he got elected senator. He's only been sitting senator for 2 years. But
Well,
Kamala Harris
he technically was a nobody
right.
until like Peter Thiel
Peter
like
Thiel? Mhm.
15 whatever years ago end up started throwing money to him to start a
Right.
business.
Right.
Keep in mind, like he was just picked out of a crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are real things that started to come out about JD Vance.
Yeah.
And like people got to understand that is a true DEI hire.
Yeah.
Not
JD
people
Vance.
that are fully educated in the field and got experience in the field. That's not a
Kamala Harris
DEI hire.
right.
That's a
Kamala Harris
qualified person
a lawyer? Kamala Harris a lawyer? Elected attorney general? Elected
in the
senator
largest state.
in the largest
And
state? Selected as VP? Are you kidding
yeah,
me right now? Are you
yeah,
kidding me? Like, again, again, she's running against 2 people who don't have that big of a qualification. Like,
nope.
and it's crazy in this country how people cannot see success without centering white males. If it doesn't center white males, they can't see it. They're like, "Oh,
I
they'll
said this before, bro.
and they'll attack it. It's crazy."
Yeah, I said this before. I said this election is mediocrity versus uh uh intellectualism.
Yeah. No, it is. Hey,
Like this is what this election is going to be. If
mhm,
we want mediocrity, or do we want someone who's intellectually um skilled in politics?
mhm, mhm, mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, usually in a sector of America, they are okay with mediocrity.
No, no. Yeah, they're okay with it, man. They're
Because
okay with
look
mediocrity,
at
man.
Trump's sons.
Yeah.
Tell me what they known for. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what they actually known for.
Other
What
than
have they done besides on having the last name?
right, 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 right. That's it, man. That's all they have, man.
When they speak, do they even sound like they know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like what they are actually engaged in.
Mm-mm. Nope. They never sound like they know it. They know.
Like
But again, their last name is Trump, so that's what they go with, you know what I'm saying?
that's it. That's it, man.
That's it, man.
And at the end of the day, man, like this whole DEI stuff is just a slur. Just a slur
That's
against
all
black
it is.
people.
That's all it is. It's just a slur against black people. And of course attacking women or
Yeah.
attacking anybody that's not white and male.
Yes. Yes.
That's all it is, man. And people that defend DEI or not defend DEI, they in a roundabout way, like try to make DEI. Well, I don't know, man. You like DEI or not, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you want this person, like, hey, man, like, hey, bro,
You
hey,
you don't want equality? Like,
yeah, 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 yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't want equality? You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want no diversity.
You don't want no diversity. You don't
You
want
know what
no
I'm saying? Like, we got
equality.
all these goddamn Chinese restaurants, Mexican restaurant. You don't want none of that.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, keep it simple. So you don't
Yep.
want none of that
Mhm.
because that's what that means when you take that away.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, man. People are crazy, man. And one thing I realized, going through several news articles and looking at, videos, Trump has a floor. Trump already hit his floor. So right now he is panicking. And right now he's trying to throw basically shit at the wall and seeing if it stick. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't sticking. You know what I'm saying? And so his floor, he's already reached his floor of as far as voters, which is about 47%. You know what I'm saying? So Kamala can go to 52%, 48%,
Mhm.
49%. You know what I'm saying? If she gets over that, then over that 47%, she'll become the next president of these United States. You know what I'm saying? And so they're panicking right now because they don't know how to address her other than, bigoted, you know, bigoted and misogynistic attacks. And with that, you know what I'm saying? They're realizing like, holy crap, we got buyer remorse on JD Vance because he is just a clone of Trump.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? He doesn't bring nobody else to the table. Whereas, like we were talking earlier, once Kamala Harris got announced, there were black men, these
Mhm.
these 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 calls, these video calls for black women, black men, white women, Latinos, Asians, you know what I'm saying? And all these different coalitions that are coming together, the donors that were coming together for her. Of course, she's leading in places like Michigan. She's leading in some of these, she's leading and are tied in a lot of battleground ground states,
Yeah.
Michigan, Pennsylvania,
Arizona.
Arizona, yeah, she's leading her tied, and that's good for her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She's leading and she's tied in these states. And so, um, and so, and so it is, you know, and so Trump is panicking right now. He's panicking, and it's looking like, man, they might swap out JD. I don't know who
Ye
you gonna swap them out with, but they might.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, dump JD.
Mhm,
Um, I think, I think what's gonna happen is, um, what is her name? She's from South Carolina.
oh, Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley.
Mhm,
I think Nikki Haley's gonna fall on the sword
mhm,
and basically, like, she already turned her back on her
mhm.
donors, you know?
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
she sent a cease and desist letter to him,
For
and so
the Nick it was, Biden Nikki Haley voters for Biden or something, and then it changed from Nikki Haley voters to Kamala, and
um,
she was upset
well
about it, something like that.
well, they just had a pact for Nikki Haley,
Mhm, mhm.
so it just was a Nikki Haley pact, and
Oh, no.
so they took the pact once Nikki Haley dropped out and turned it into, um, Nikki Haley voters for Biden.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
so it was already established pact,
Right,
and
right,
they
right,
and
right.
they just was just going through these different renditions,
Mhm, mhm.
along the way. And so pretty much like she sent that cease and desist, and they pretty much got on their page and gave them the middle finger, gave her the middle fingers, said
Mm. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, that pact went from, Nikki Haley for Biden or something to Nikki Haley for Kamala.
Right, right. But I was adding in because it was already a pack
Right,
for
right, it
Nikki
was
Haley.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it went
Mm.
through renditions through once she dropped out, then it went from Biden.
Yeah, yeah,
Then then
yeah.
they then they add the Biden thing.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Gotcha, yeah,
and
yeah.
then now they did the Harris. So at the end of the day, um, I think Nikki Haley's gonna sell out again
Uh-huh.
because that's what she's good at doing anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? But I think it'd be the death of her political career.
Yeah, she'd be done.
Um,
Yeah, she'd be done after that, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So it doesn't matter on if she smells the White House. You'll never hear Nikki Haley again.
Right, yeah,
From
yeah,
this
yeah.
point, she'll be another Sarah Palin.
Mhm. Yeah. I agree.
No, because it's a terrible political move for
Right.
her, but she doesn't have political instincts, and
Mhm.
that's her problem. She
Mhm, mhm.
she she has ambition but terrible instinct.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, she does.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah, she does. And yeah, she doesn't understand that the best thing for her to do is to oppose Donald Trump.
Mhm.
Um, because there is, and again, the reason that Trump's floor is at 47% because there is a significant coalition of never Trumpers. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so the Trump campaign is again, they're ramping up a lot of the Southern strategy stuff to hoping that not only Southern strategy, but also appealing to black men or trying to get black men to not vote and or vote Republican. Um,
Mhm.
because of that coalition and because, what I mean, they were hoping that, with Biden being in, people just wouldn't vote, right?
Yeah.
That's what they was hoping. But
Yeah.
now with Kamala, they're like, "Oh man, all these people gonna be energized to vote." So they don't know what to do, man. This Trump don't know what to do. Now he's the old man. Now he's an old man in the campaign. You know what I'm saying? Now he's the old rambling man. I saw a speech he gave in at TPUSA. He was just rambling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Old rambling man. You know what I'm saying? And so now he don't want to know what to do. Speaking of, because he don't know what to do, now he don't want to debate Kamala.
Well, the new way that he's gonna attract black voters?
Hmm.
He just played many men coming out at his last rally.
Dummies.
Yeah. He came out the many men.
Mm,
That's gonna bring in the black voters.
Jesus Christ. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how they think, man. They think so little of black people, man. And it's just black people that go along with it. You know what I mean? They think so little of black people, and then there's black people who go along with it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's because those black people think so little of themselves.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like if people want to tell the truth,
Yeah.
like I don't care how proud you pretend to be, but you have to think little of yourself that
Mhm.
someone can tell you the reason why you're gonna vote for me is because of a sneaker.
Sneaker. Because I went to
Or
jail.
yeah,
Because I went
or
to the court
I went to
system.
jail, or I got shot,
I got shot. I got shot
or
at.
now I'm playing Many Men by 50 Cent.
Oh my god.
They
Because they're not telling white men that. They're not telling
no,
white men that, man. They yeah, man. They're telling white men, "Hey, the reason you need to vote for me is because I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna protect your economics. I'm gonna protect you at your manhood. I'm gonna protect all these things." You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
gonna lower
black,
your taxes.
yeah, Imma lower your taxes. Yeah, yeah. Black people, the reason you need to vote for me, sneakers. I got shot at. You know what I mean? I was in the court system. Think so little of black people, man. And it's
Yeah.
crazy 'cause somebody asked why we don't talk about like Agenda 47 and talk about Trump. Like I don't I don't see myself in that. I'm sorry. I don't think of myself. So I do not belittle myself. You know what I mean? I understand what Agenda 47 is and 2025 is. You don't give it any space. You know what I'm saying? Where ignorant people can adopt it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you knew anything about either or Project 2025 or Agenda 47, you would know that Agenda 47 just took bullet points from Project 2025.
2025. Yeah,
But
exactly.
so why am I going to sit back and talk about Agenda 47 if
Mhm.
it's already in Agenda Project 2025?
2025. Yeah, it is. It's already
But you
it's already in
but
there.
but the person that probably asked didn't know that.
No, no, that's true. Of course they don't know that. Of course they don't do the homework. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? They don't do the research, you know what I'm saying? Because again, people use their Google machine for entertainment, food and porn. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They don't use it for education. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
why are you waiting on me? Like, I already told you my position. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I told you my position, and you want me to spend. That's because you want me to waste time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to sit here and waste time while you go and do whatever it is. You go and enjoy your
You
day.
enjoy life. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. You go golfing, spending time with the family, and here I am like typing stuff, researching like, Agenda 47. Let me learn this stuff so I can tell this person what Agenda 47 is. You know what I'm saying? Like
And who's the wiser, right?
exactly. Let me spend my
I
day.
I made this guy set back. He want to be a know-it-all so much. I've sat back and made sure that he didn't enjoy life.
For real, man.
Ridiculous, man.
For real, man. That's what I learned, man. That's what I learned, man. Like there are people who just they ask questions because they want you to waste your time. And they just go enjoy life, man. They go golfing, go shopping with the
Yeah,
family. You're like,
yeah,
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 let me see what I'm learning today because I'm gonna show that guy.
yeah. Because at the end of the day, everybody knows that they've been releasing AIs in the last 2 months.
For real.
Google, so forth.
Mhm.
You can literally type it in and talk to a darn AI, and it'll give you most of your answers.
Yeah, for real. It'll give you an answer. You can
Yeah,
spit it out. You can Google it, man. You don't have to
yeah,
depend on me. Just take whatever I say, put it into an AI search, and then you'll find your answer, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it's
The
crazy.
same question that they asking you, they could
Mhm.
be asking the AI.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I was like, man. When excuse me. When I get in conversations on social media, I'm like, yeah, man, no, I am not your Google. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. This is what I believe. Here's the information. You go find it.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. I think the last conversation I had, person asked me about, um, I can't remember what they asked me. They're like, "Oh, what is this thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dog, I'm not answering that, man. I left that mug on red." And I was like, "Yeah, nah, dog, I got better stuff to do, man. You can simply type that into Google and find your answer, man.
Right. Yeah.
You're not trying to learn anything. You're just trying to argue against what I say."
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to argue against what I say. And again, I posted something on Facebook that basically said, you know what I'm saying, that, the whole, if you're presented with information and facts, it should change your mind if you are truly coming from the aspect of learning. If you are not coming from the aspect of learning, then it's not going to change your mind because you're just arguing and you're being argumentative. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? But if you truly want to learn, and you're presented with information, it should change your perspective and change your mind.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, uh, uh,
Yeah.
and that's it,
Yeah.
man.
And obviously it was a post that I was kind of making the same argument with a gentleman, but he was coming in good faith.
Hmm.
And he was talking about like because they just released a study talking about like the wealth gap is closing.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
It's still far away, but it's closing because in the last 3 years, we talked about this a few podcasts ago,
Hmm.
where um the last 3 years, black people have created a lot of jobs for
Yep.
themselves, businesses, so on
Hmm.
and so on. They're basically climbing the economic ladder,
Hmm.
right, in the last 3 years. So when people sit back and it's like, ah, man, what did Joe Biden do for black people? Man, you better look at the data,
Hmm.
and you can
Yeah.
see the economic growth
No, for
that
real.
was happening. And what was the reverse was white white people were starting to drop.
Hmm. Yeah, no.
You know what
Uh,
I'm saying?
hmm. And of course, who were the group that was dying during COVID?
It
It
was
became white folks.
yeah, yeah,
And so, and
yeah.
especially
Black people sitting
rural
got them
areas.
vaccinations.
What's that?
Yeah, I said black people sat back and got them vaccinations after a while.
Yeah, after a while, yep, exactly. And so, so that stuff was happening, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, man, look, Trump hit his ceiling, and I would like to say, um, you said it's a 47% ceiling for Trump.
Mhm.
Looking at these midterms, I think it's even lower than that, bro.
I think so
I
too.
I, I think he had about a 15% peel off.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that the media is putting 47% out there, of course, because they want to be involved in the campaign. But I think that I think it's around 45%. If I was to put a number to it, I think it's like 45, maybe 42 at the lowest. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, and they were hoping that Biden stayed in because it would bring the number that closer to them. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
where they can make up the margin, but now that it's
Hmm.
Kamala, they're kind of, freaking out because she has the momentum now, and her floor is 40, 48. That's her floor.
Yes. That's her
That's it.
floor.
That's where she's starting at.
Yep.
That's where she's starting at. So Trump
Yep.
already reached his ceiling, which is probably 45, 47, maybe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
now, they're flailing and they're trying to figure out how to have a message against Kamala Harris that is not bigoted. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How to attack her record, but you can't really attack her record. You know what I'm saying? Because what you gonna go after? You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why he don't want to debate her because at the end of the day, you can't bring up immigration because much like the press secretary
Mhm.
answered the question when Peter Ducey's son was like, what about Kamala and immigration and the border and her being a border czar?" And she was just like, "Well, I mean, we had a deal in place until Donald Trump
Mhm.
told the Republicans not to sign the deal." Mitch
Mhm.
McConnell came out, he was upset about it. You know what I mean? Came out, blasted Trump. Was like, "Yeah, we had a deal, but Trump said not to sign it so he can run on it." Shortly after, what happened with Mitch McConnell? He was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
not running again. I'm
Yeah.
done. This is just too much." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and so what the Republican Party has essentially moved away from Reaganomics and they have moved squarely into MAGA. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Trumpism.
so yeah, Trumpism, MAGA, it is based on othering people, it is authoritarianism, it is neo-fascist, it is, neo-Nazism, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? All of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so, they just need people to go along with it, you know what I mean? Some of these black folk that's gonna go along with it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because
yeah.
yeah, which is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But it looks like like even the so people still voted. I think the last election for the midterms was a month ago.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
What's that?
There was another midterm that just happened about a month or two ago.
Oh, okay. Mhm,
Yeah. So um dang, I keep on forgetting her name from South Carolina.
mhm. You
Um
talking, Nancy Mace?
no, 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 no. Um
Nikki Haley?
she was Nikki Haley. I keep on
Mhm.
forgetting her name. She's so forgettable. Um
Mhm.
but yeah, she ended up getting 27%
Mhm.
again. So when people keep telling me the number of like Trump and his ceiling, not realizing like, well, that number is consistent,
Right, right. No, it has been. No, it's been consistent. Yeah.
and they are proving that they are not going to vote for Trump.
Right. And now they're worried about and they think that there's a message out there like RFK Jr. gonna peel off votes for Democrats. No, he ain't.
No,
No, he's not. There's a reason he made a call to Trump. He is
yeah,
not gonna peel off votes for Democrats. He's gonna peel off votes for Republicans.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So they're worried about RFK, and they're worried about Nikki Haley voters who probably won't vote for Kamala Harris. They'll write in Nikki Haley at that
yeah,
17% clip.
yeah,
Mhm. You know?
yeah.
So
I don't. Yeah, that's the best case scenario.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think that video of Robert F. Kennedy really blew up everything.
Right, 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 right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
it did.
Like
It
he
did.
got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yep. Yep, he
So,
did. He did.
so
Yeah.
any Democrat leaning, independent was just like, yep, not doing it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. All right, bro, man. Any last
all
words,
right,
man?
last words, man. Get out and vote. Check your registration, voters registration, man, and make sure you fill out your absentee ballot if you're not in your home state. Just, just make sure y'all vote. That's it.
Yeah, man. And I'll add on that. You can also participate by phone banking. You can go be a poll manager. You can go knock doors. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I mean. Pay attention and read politics. Don't necessarily pay attention to what's happening. In news media, CNN, MSNBC, and stuff like that. Read print. News media, and make a decision from there. You know what I'm saying? But as for me, I'm voting down. I'm voting down ballot blue. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But all right, man. We up out of here. Holla.